Hello, welcome back to Ascendria Tarot. My name is Caitlin. I am co-owner of Ascendria, and as you can see, I am in a different location, which means we are open. So for my local people, stop in and see us. We're up and running, ready to greet you. Before we get into some cards, I want to say with tarot, always take what resonates and leave the rest. You'll know if it's for you. The only way it can resonate is if that truth is already within you. So just keep that in mind. Take it as it resonates. I could explain it a different way and it resonates a different way. Take it how it resonates. I did some meditations on not each sign, but each element. Elements has been a big thing in the collective this week. We are coming close to the summer solstice. So the longest day of the year. That'll be Saturday. I started with Earth this time, and I kept hearing your power is getting turned on. And I could feel that you're having fun with it, kind of playing around with it. And it's almost like a pot getting replanted in a bigger pot. And so now you've got room to breathe, you've got room to grow. And yeah, you're recovering and making a comeback for my earth signs. I've got some decks over here. Let's see which one wants to. Probably should have done a timestamp. So maybe I'll get the timestamp later, maybe. Because I already started with Earth. That was a very short intro. I'm rolling with it. Let's use Earth Wisdom for you. Just always seems poetic to use Earth Wisdom for Earth signs. Hmm. Just getting a bit of incense going. So, let's see what we get for your Earth signs. What do we got for Earth signs? Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. What do we got for Earth signs? Hmm. Responsibility. I'm almost hearing with great power comes great responsibility. Interesting. I'm also getting your life is built up of choices. The choices you make on your path now are what's creating the garden around you. Everything in your garden you have planted in some way, shape, or form. And heart healing, the lighting's a bit different, so I hope you can still see them. Heart healing. Maybe if you don't like what's in your garden right now, uh, center from the heart, lead from the heart, make choices in a heart space. Any other messages for Earth signs? Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Practical intuition. I think I've gotten that one yet. Practical intuition. I almost want to read that one just to see what it says. The thing that's jumping out at me with this, developing spiritual abilities is not the end of the journey. Knowledge is the start of a deeper path. Through application of spiritual skills to create blessing in this world, we connect more deeply with spirit and gain wisdom. There's something about the choices within creating your garden with this practical intuition. It's almost like it's not just one choice or one plant that you've planted in your garden. It's a culmination of multiple choices, and you have to continue to make those choices every single day. And with heart healing, if this is about forgiveness, forgiveness is not something that you just kind of get over, get done, get through, and then you're done. Forgiveness is a choice that you have to make every single day. Whoa, cards are already wanting to jump out. I'm going to be using the Light Seers for everybody's readings. Okay, Earth signs. First, Capricorn, Virgo. Let's dive into these a little bit. So let's get a card for responsibility first. We get a card for responsibility for Earth signs. How many is that? 3. So we've got the Hermit, which is like, this to me is a card of self-induced intentional isolation. It's the alone time we use to recharge, to hear ourselves, our own inner voice. And then we've got Four of Swords, which is almost kind of the same thing. It's a rest, it's a break, it's a recharge. And then Six of Swords, which is, it's a journey. So you're leaving something headed towards something else, but you're not there yet. You're still in the midst of the journey, the in between, which can be vulnerable. There's no roots yet. Oops. You might be like changing your garden or moving your garden. And anytime you are pulling up these plants and moving them, that does stress them out a little bit. So if you imagine yourself as the plant and you are uprooting yourself and moving to a new location, meaning you're becoming a new person or entering a new chapter. And anytime we do that and there's no roots planted down, it can be very vulnerable. So make sure you're getting your rest, you're recharging. What's always stuck out to me with this card is that she doesn't look very happy. She looks really tired, which I'm pretty tired right now. Might be everybody. But she's drained, ready for that trip to be over so she can get to where she's going and sleep. This might have been a quite a lengthy wait period between where you were and where you're going, and it's exhausting. You would think that that time period of like waiting and resting is revitalizing, but if you're not, especially with this Hermit card, if you're not resting intentionally, like just going to bed when it's bedtime and not making time during your day to self-isolate and recharge, almost, meditate. Sorry, I'm watching the door, making sure nobody's coming in. Coming back. When you don't rest intentionally, you're not actually resting, you're just closing your eyes. And so it is going to create that exhaustion. The choices you're making right now might not be prioritizing yourself, so it's not creating a very healthy garden. What do we have for heart healing? Tell me about heart healing for earth signs. How many is that? It's a lot, but we'll get through it. We got Knight of Wands, which is very, Knights are fire, Wands are fire, so this is double fire, double the ambition, double the creativity, the free will. She's wild abandon. Wild abandon. But Knights also move without doubt. Like, there's so much confidence, they leap without looking. And she is, like, in her flow, no doubt, having fun, creating joy. Yeah, create time for rest, but also joy. Find the things that light you up, that create this sense of fun and play and fire. And it might heal that heart a little bit so that you can move from the heart. With the chariot's movement, the chariot's also, to me, the card of free will. It's learning how to direct your will, how to be comfortable with both the light and the dark, and how to utilize both of them within yourself. So that could almost like be knowing when to run, knowing when to get into this fire and just go, and knowing when to make time for rest and isolation and recharge. You cannot create this garden that you're seeking to create without learning to listen to yourself on when to go, when to rest, when to use the light, when to use the dark. Seven of Pentacles to me is putting in the energy into something, to grow something, to tend to something. You can see he's tending to this plant with just his energy. And then Eight of Pentacles. So like one after the other sequence. Interesting. So Seven of Pentacles is putting energy into something. Eight of Pentacles is almost seeing the results of that. But it's like, it's not over yet. Because it's the 8, you still have the 9 and the 10. But it's like, whereas this is slow moving, you're not seeing very much progress. This is seeing the progress. It's seeing the maintaining of it. I hope that makes sense. Like, it makes sense in my brain, but it's hard to get the words out. It's almost like, how do I explain this? The Eight of Pentacles is almost when you first start something, you're still accumulating all the tools that you need to move forward in that endeavor. The Eight of Pentacles is like you have all the tools now. You have everything you need to maintain that work. Hmm. Hmm. It's almost like something happened. Like, you'll know what it is, but it's almost like something happened that relit the spark within you for that fire to heal the heart, which is creating better choices. Hmm. Let's get more. Let's get some cards for practical intuition. Mm, that's where that comes in. You are seeing the work. You are seeing the results. Something happened. Your heart is healing. You're making better choices. You are starting to create the garden that you want, right? The work is not done. It won't ever be done until you are 6 feet under. I think you're exhausted with that cycle. You already know it's a lifelong journey, it's a lifelong work. You almost might be just exhausted with that endless cycle of work, but it's not constant. Yeah, we hit layers of pain in the heart that need healing, but there are periods of rest where you're not having to actively work on something and work through something. You might find that peace within the self-isolation. So we have 9 of Cups. Nine of Cups is nearly a completion, but not quite yet, which does kind of fit in with yes, you are doing the work, but the work is not over. But the work that you've already done is it's creating a light within you. Let's get one more. Practical intuition. King of Wands. It's almost like you're getting better at the work. Like, yeah, you're exhausted, but you're putting in the work and you keep putting in the work and it's getting not easier, but easier. Um, you're becoming more adept to it. You're It's like riding a bike. You know, when you first start learning how to ride that bike, you have to concentrate. You really have to consciously think about what you are doing. But once you know how to ride a bike, it's very unconscious. It's very second nature, autopilot, programmed, run on its own. Because the kings they're air energy, they're decision makers, lawmakers, and within wands, with that ambition, will, creativity, he's a master at it. Definitely a little bit more centered, controlled. That's what I want to say, controlled. You're getting a handle on your shit. Yeah, putting in the work to do this and maintaining that, it's like, it's because cups are also about relationships, how we relate to other people. It can be like emotions and intuition, which does say practical intuition. So it's not only is it creating this powerful intuition, but it's also creating that garden that you want and it's surrounding you with people to connect with. You're creating a network. Any advice for water signs? What? Any advice for earth signs? Two of Cups? This is this is usually indicating like, at least for me, it's usually indicating like a really, really, really healthy dynamic with a person. But maybe the healthy dynamic that you're creating is with yourself. Maybe focus on a little bit of self-love, maybe? Let's see. Mm. With the Knight of Wands and following what lights you up, what heals your heart. pay attention to the people that make you feel rested, feel joy. They light you up. They bring out your fire. Might be a fire sign. We're really good at that. But pay attention to who makes you feel like this, this healthy dynamic, this world of color, of joy, you know, the fire. Who makes you feel like this, the wild abandon, and who makes you feel like this, exhausted, drained. The people you need to recover from. That's no bueno. Don't surround yourself with that. Because when you surround yourself with those people, it's affecting your garden. You're planting certain plants that you didn't want in there. So pay attention. Just pay attention. You don't even necessarily have to do anything about it yet. Just pay attention. Awareness is the first step. Perfect. So, let's go ahead and get into water. That was a long reading. My bad. My bad. Okay, water science. Let's see. This deck wants to be used for water science. Still going back and forth between these two. Okay. Hey, water science. Let's get you a fresh incense. Hey, water science. So the imagery that I got with you water signs is kind of this picture of sunlight beating down on a field in like the early misty morning, and there's dew on the grass and the leaves, and it's very peaceful, very idyllic. But what I was getting with that is while water is its own entity, it works very closely with the earth. Very closely. More than any of the other signs, it works closely with earth. And so with that, water is an individual part of the whole. It is a cog in the wheel. It's important on its own, but it's part of a whole. You wouldn't be able to have the whole without water. You wouldn't be able to grow plants without water. You wouldn't be able to keep animals and ourselves alive if not for water. You almost like if you have a bit of imposter syndrome, remember that you are important as well. You are part of the whole. The wheel cannot turn without you. What do we have for water signs? Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. What do we have for water signs? Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, we got crystals. You might carry a crystal to help soothe and ease those feelings of doubt, those feelings of not enoughness, not important. Magic within. Um, there's this concept I'm thinking of, and it's very well stated in a song by Dolly Parton, these old bones. The crystals aren't going to do anything without your intention, without you telling it what to do. If I put this pen on the table, it is not going to get up and start writing. I have to pick it up. I have to put in the work. I put in the intention of writing. You are a very important piece of the puzzle. It's all from within you. And gratitude. Hmm. Hearing be grateful for the gifts that you have. Interesting. Okay. I'm also getting one of my most used phrases that I use. Gratitude breeds more gratitude. Breeds more things to be grateful for. If you're focusing on the things you do have and you're grateful for them, it breeds more things to be grateful for. Almost getting a bit of self gratitude with that. Because, like I said, be grateful for the gifts that you have, but also have some gratitude and some joy for how you fit in the bigger picture, the bigger puzzle of the world, and how you show up with other people. I almost want to pull for gratitude first. Going on with gratitude here for water signs. Okay, King of Cups and King of Pentacles. Two kings. There's um there's an energy theme that one of my favorite tarot readers on YouTube is talking about quite a bit lately, and it's this sense of sovereignty and sitting on your throne. You're a lot more powerful than you're giving yourself credit for. So you've got water and earth here. That's interesting. Water and earth. Water works very closely with earth. But the King of Pentacles is like Pentacles being earthly materials, foundations, values, the physical realm. Can also be money, which the same tarot reader did explain like we value money, which is why money is kind of tied into either earth energy or the second house. One is very practical, but the King of Cups leads from the heart, which is interesting because that's a message that earth signs had, was leading from the heart. So you may watch that one as well. But yeah, the King of Cups, he makes decisions from the heart space. And the King of Pentacles brings that into reality. The King of or the King of Pentacles is he's like I said, he's a strategist, he's practical. And the kings are very confident. They are the last of the suit. They have mastered their suit. They have gone through the other suits, but this is where their specialty lies. It's what comes naturally to them, what they're good at. It's almost like you're finding what works for you, what your unique qualities are. That's fun. That's really fun. Let's get some cards on Magic Within for water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Okay, Judgment. Kind of a card of forgiveness. In this deck, it's almost, to me, in this deck, it's almost connecting with your higher self. The one that lets go and is free and doesn't really necessarily, it's kind of like how I feel about it. I still care what other people think. I'm just not going to let a negative opinion stop me. I used to, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Yeah, it might sting a little bit, but I'm not going to let it dictate my moves, my actions. But I'm hearing even your own. Don't let even your own negative self-talk stop you from doing the things that light you up. Connect with that higher self. Connect with the magic within. Why is crystals here? How does crystals tie in with all this? Tell me about crystals for water signs. How does crystals tie into this? These two feel separate. We've got the devil, which that is the devil traditionally speaks towards self-imprisonment. You're holding the key to get out, but you're holding yourself back. Or it could be I don't want like it can be a toxic mindset, but it's also like a fallacy, a false idea that you're playing into. I almost see this one as because he's got these puppet strings and he's holding his head. It's almost like someone's filling your head with false ideas, and you're letting it sink in and you're believing it. But just like with crystals, you put your intention into it. It's not going to do anything without your consent, basically. So if somebody's filling your head with a bunch of false beliefs about yourself, it's because you're allowing it in. It's like I always explain, if someone came up to you, and if you have blue hair, this doesn't work. But if someone came up to you and said, I hate your blue hair. It is disgusting. That is hideous. Now, if you have blonde hair like me or any other color of hair, you're probably going to look at them like, what are you smoking? What is wrong with you? But you don't let it in to hurt you because you don't believe that about yourself. So if you're allowing that in to hurt you, it's a self imprisonment. Now, a Seven of Pentacles, and Earth signs got this too. So there might be something there for you as well. But this is putting energy into something. Putting the work in to grow something. And the Hierophant, which traditionally is the counterpart to the High Priestess. But this, to me, in this deck, I'm always gravitated towards how happy he is. And the stairs leading up is almost like this open channel, open connection to the divine, to the source. Whatever you want to call it, God, creator, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it, you have a connection to it, an open channel. And it fills you. Yeah, you're letting you're letting somebody mess with your head. It's messing with your internal dialogue. Sorry. I don't know if you heard that. Because over here you've got like this entrapment. But then over here, you've got this mastery and gratitude. I think you gotta connect to yourself again, especially coming back to this one, connecting with your magic within. With the Seven of Pentacles, that plant that he's pouring energy into, I almost think you're the plant. You need the energy. You need the tending to. Because you're a lot more important than whoever this person is making you out to be. Because it's causing a lot of self-doubt and a lot of negative self-talk but when you're connected to the divine and the magic within yourself, the higher power within yourself, the God within, you're a lot more happier. So why are you allowing this person to mess with that? Hmm. We all have free will. You can totally allow this person to continue to mess with your head, but if you want that mastery over your life and to be a part of something that makes you feel magical and feel important and needed and wanted, to get back to that feeling of love and gratitude and connection with the divine, you're gonna have to cut the cord with that person. That's just what I'm getting. They're not doing you any good. Hmm. Okay. Very different depth for the advice. Just yes. I don't like to use this oracle deck as like themes like I do the other ones because it has affirmations on it. It just seems like it works better for advice rather than getting a topic or theme on something. Eh. Any advice for water sign regarding this spread? Any advice for water signs regarding this spread? Get like one or two cards. Any advice for water signs regarding this spread? Yeah, yeah. I have unlimited potential and claim my purpose. All I need is within me. You don't need the external validation. You do not need this person to tell you who you are. You know who you are. You know how powerful you are. You don't need them. You don't need them to tell you how powerful you are or how not powerful you are. You already know. You already know who you are. I meet resistance with kindness. Hmm. You don't have to get aggressive to let this person go. It doesn't always have to be a huge fight. I understand that when you cut some people off, it can trigger them, but you don't have to let it trigger you into that chaos. You can meet it with kindness, but you can also meet yourself with kindness. And part of kindness towards yourself is letting them feel bad, letting them have their meltdown, but meet it with kindness. Kill them with kindness. But yeah, you don't need them. You don't need them. I hate to say that, but you don't need them. That was good. I like that. Okay. We're gonna move on to air signs next. Where'd this deck go? There we go. Air signs. What does air signs want? We're gonna do that. Okay, so 5740 for air. Okay, so when I was tapping into air, y'all feel a little bit irritated. Not angry, but just like almost just a rolling your eyes, irritated, kind of looking at something and just whatever. But then I also kind of got this imagery of you've got a door shut to somebody that you're watching, and you're looking out through a window and you're watching them and you're just getting irritated. You're just rolling your eyes, judging them. But they were almost showing me the crowd that were trying to condemn and persecute Jesus, and how they would have rather have let a notorious murderer go than to pardon Jesus because they felt his crimes were worse. And all he was doing was trying to spread love. So it's like, I almost got, you're persecuting the wrong person. You're closing the door on somebody and judging them through a window, and you're persecuting the wrong person. So that's what I got during the meditation. We'll see what comes out in the cards. What do we have for air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There. What do we got for Air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? Anything for air signs? Creativity? Imagination, expression, originality, and passion. Interesting. I almost forgot the last half of my meditation. I got with this person that you're shutting out, they're here to help. And it's almost like I seen a sheep and I heard don't follow. So if somebody's telling you things about a certain person within your life, don't follow. Create your own opinions about somebody. And we got communication. Maybe like so for example, if somebody's saying, "Oh, this person said this about you." You don't actually know. You weren't there. So instead of getting mad at that person, go communicate with them. Have a conversation with them. Did you really say that? And if they did, have a conversation to resolve it. 98% of conflict can be solved with just a 5-minute conversation, in my opinion. But that takes honest communication. One more for air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Any other messages for air signs? Let me get one more for air signs. Emotions. Hmm. Feelings, expression, moods, and balance. Hmm. I totally forgot to get a new one going. Eep. Hmm. Let's hold cards on emotions first. Curious. Curious. Because I'm hearing don't let your emotions get away from you. Like you don't have to keep your emotions out of communication, but don't let it cloud your judgment within communication. Any messages for air signs regarding emotions? Ten of Wands, which is usually speaks towards carrying burden, but it's usually carrying it alone. And it looks like you have like a little animal friend, a little animal ally, help you carry it. Let's get one more. So the emotions have been heavy. And the Ten of Pentacles. So 2 wands, a culmination of wands and pentacles. Which one are you going to feed? Because the Ten of Pentacles is it's abundance. It's an abundance of what you value. And in order to get there, you have to kind of really be clear with yourself on what you value. If you value money, then that's abundance in money. If you value family, that's abundance in family. But the Ten of Wands is carrying burdens. How do you want to feel? I guess is the question you need to ask yourself. How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel overloaded and overburdened with work? Or do you want abundance and wealth within what you value? And it all starts with our thoughts. Our thoughts drive our emotions drive our actions. With that, it's almost drawing me back to this person is here to help. The person that you're persecuting and putting them out, they're here to help. Let somebody help carry that heavy emotion. Let somebody hold that for you. Tell me about communication for air signs. I'm gonna use that. Yeah, we'll go. Six of Wands, which is like it's Six of Wands is victory, triumph. Like if you've been dreaming of fame, that's getting that fame. The Hanged Man, getting a different perspective. And the Ten of Cups. Lots of tens. I feel like the Ten of Pentacles is the physical manifestation of having everything you wanted, but the Ten of Cups is actually feeling that and enjoying that, being grateful for that, really allowing that in. With communication, hmm, your reading is very elusive. Communication. You're very confusing right now. Doesn't seem to want to like come full circle. Maybe let's get cards on the creativity and maybe it'll come back around and bring it home. Tell me about creativity for air signs. How does that tie into all this? Because like the hangman makes sense. Your perspective on this person might be shifting. You might be realizing that they are here to help. Which could be creating a little bit more harmony around how you are expressing yourself with them, how you are exchanging with them. But the Ten of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles is very, especially with emotions. Yeah, let's see if creativity will bring it home. Okay, Two of Cups. That's an extremely healthy dynamic. If you know what twin flames are, people usually say that like it's the twin flame card. It's just connecting either with yourself or somebody else in a way that you feel completely understood. You guys collaborate and make magic together, create colors. Okay, King of Wands. He's coming out with creativity. He's a master creator, master creativity. Because Wands is the creativity, the ambition, the will. But kings they're air, making decisions. They're the lawmakers. And so they lead with creativity. They're a master in creativity. They really follow what lights them up. But then you've got the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles to me has always been like protecting your peace, protecting your bag, protecting your values. Maybe even protecting something that you created. This is such a wild spread. Like it is all over the place. These don't even feel like normally there's a thread that links everything together and these almost feel completely separate. I feel like the communication is definitely more of the self-expression aspect of it. Because communication is not just with words, it's also with how you express yourself through behavior as well. The Six of Wands, I'm almost getting like wanting to be in the spotlight, wanting to be seen. Kind of want one more on emotions with the Ten of Wands and Ten of Pentacles. Still there. Emotions also has the word expression on it. So self-expression might be kind of a theme there. And you've got death and rebirth. Your perspective is shifting. This might be an ego death. You might be. The Six of Wands can speak to a little bit of arrogance. I just gotta call what I see. It's wanting to win. Or wanting to do it all by yourself. It's almost like you're wanting the connection. You know, the Ten of Cups is kind of that internal feeling of the connection, but then the Ten of Pentacles is that physical manifestation of all that. And it's like you're wanting that connection, but you're almost moving in a way of like, no, I can do it by myself. No, I can do it on my own. I can do it alone. But it's going to be a lot easier if you let somebody share the burden with you. Because the Four of Pentacles in another deck to me is like not greed, but like holding on to something like mine, 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 mine. Don't touch what's mine. Yeah, it's almost like you're not wanting to share. Tell me more about the Hanged Man. What is shifting air signs perspective? A little bit too much. Because it's like I can see you wanting this, but you're operating out of these. But the death and rebirth kind of indicates that that's shifting, that's changing. You're entering a new chapter, especially with the Hanged Man. So what is shifting that perspective for air signs? I'm almost hearing as within, so without, because my attention was being brought to the fact that the Ten of Pentacles is with emotions. Emotions is more internal, the internal expression of your thoughts, basically. But Ten of Pentacles is very physical reality. Communication, self-expression is outward. It's in the physical. But Ten of Cups is internal. So it's almost like you've got this balance of external and internal within two different groups or piles here. Tell me about the Hanged Man. I could also speak to balancing the divine masculine, the divine feminine within you. Tell me about the Hanged Man for air signs. Tell me about the Hanged Man for air signs. The High Priestess and the Five of Swords. I'm almost with these two. Don't overthink it. Don't use your headspace to figure all this out. Just sit in it. Just feel into it. That's what's going to shift it. It's not going to be thinking and analyzing it that's going to shift it. You got to feel your way through it. Especially within the meditation, I kept hearing, like, let this person in. Open the door. Let this person in, if it is about a person. Let them in. Co-create with them. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? You're looking away from them and you don't want to look at them. We got the Four of Wands, which is another four. This is gonna go so much smoother if you just let them in. You obviously have free will. You don't have to open that door and let this person in, but where you're like turning away from them and protecting what's yours, It's gonna be so much better if you just let them in and collaborate with them and create with them. Yeah, I think that's what's shifting here because like I said, you're wanting the 10 of Pentacles. Look how many people are in there. That's connection. You want the 10 of Cups. There's multiple people in there. There's connection. You're wanting the 4 of Wands. This tapping into the flow. There's more than one person there. There's connection. But you're operating alone. You're operating out of I can do it. I'm I'm good. Let me do it on my own. You're operating out of I don't want to look at you. I don't want to see you. Don't touch my stuff. But just connect with them. Just let them in. Don't overthink it. Just feel into it. How do you want to feel? And then follow the inspired action, the intuition. Okay. Any advice for water signs? Water signs? I keep doing that. Air signs. Any advice for air signs? Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay, 7 of Wands, which is protecting your peace, your bubble. 3 of Wands, waiting for something to come in, waiting for your ship to come in, waiting for a dream. And 9 of Wands, which is double fire. It's that wild abandon joy. You're waiting for joy to come in, but you've got a barrier up. Let the barrier down. Let the people in. They're not trying to attack you. You'll know who this is. Yeah, really sit with your intuition on certain people in your life. You will feel whether they're right for you. Pay attention to how they make you feel. Was that also in the water sign? Yeah, so maybe there might be something in water for you too. Because that was also a message in water signs. Pay attention to how people make you feel. Because not everybody is out to attack you, not everybody is here to harm you. There are some people around you that want to help. Let them in. Good. Good, good, good. I like that. Like I said, you still have free will. But if you want it to go smoother, quit resisting the people that are trying to help you. Okay. Let me. Okay. Okay, let's get started on fire signs. Okay, fire signs. Yeah, I think I want to do the same one. Yes. Oh, I thought I heard something up front. Nope. Nope, I'm tripping. I'm making a mess. So for fire signs, feeling into your energy this morning, I was hearing wound tight. Then there was a sense of like wanting to create and get in a creative flow. But in order to create, you need to release that tension. I wrote down, don't give up, get grounded. And then I was getting like this flickering flame about to like sputter out. And your light or your flame is flickering because you're using it without replenishing it. That's what I was getting and writing down. So it's either you're not adding fuel or there may be an illusion that you're feeding your flame, but the fuel that you're using is actually draining your fire. Could be either or. Any messages for fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Any messages for fire signs? Any messages for fire signs? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Um, there we go. Compassion. That could be self-compassion. Or just tapping into the frequency of compassion. Being drawn to the gentleness that it says on the card, like the word gentleness. Love. I don't know what you've been feeding your flame, but it's definitely you're drawing off of a source that is not actually feeding your flame. It's draining it. And what I'm getting with these two is tap into the heart space. Tap into that unconditional love, that source energy, and sacral chakra. I'm pretty sure the sacral or the sacral kind of rules the emotions. Or not the heart space, but oh, that's interesting. Yeah, emotions, relationships, control, sensuality, pleasure, desires, creativity, healing. And I mean, healing is like love. You need unconditional love to heal. And I can see my computer is dying. Give me just a moment. Let me go get the charger. Your battery is being drained. That's what I'm getting with that. Your battery is being drained. You need a better source to. Okay, well. You need a better source to recharge. Okay. Let's see. The healing is standing out with the sacral chakra. Tell me more about compassion here for fire signs. I called you air, didn't I? Mm. Tell me about compassion for fire signs. Somebody might have pissed you off. Mm. You might be using anger as a fuel, which can be used in some certain situations, but you gotta learn when to use it. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is usually like something coming in at a very fast pace with compassion. Somebody could be lending you their compassion. Seven of Wands. It's moving backwards. I want one more on that. How does that tie into compassion? Why are these out here with compassion? The Empress. She is pretty compassionate. She's like the divine feminine, Mother Earth. Mother Earth holds a lot of compassion and unconditional love. Is this you or is this another person? This could be self compassion because, like, I'm being drawn back to the sputtering flame. An Eight of Wands, yes, something could be coming in at a quick pace, but it's also like, to me, especially in this deck, it's like burning the candle at both ends or burning too many candles at once. So it can lead to a burnout. So if you have compassion for yourself, create a little bubble around yourself of compassion. Yeah, that's how you're gonna recharge your, because there's like this light coming from in here, and it's fairly small still, but it's growing. So if you create this bubble of compassion around yourself, that's how you're gonna recharge, build up that flame again. Tell me about love here. He's a good boy. You can see he's a good boy. probably why I called you air signs. It's feeling very air sign because that's like what I got with air signs. You know, there's this. Or was that water? It was water. There's this negative self talk. You need to be kinder to yourself because you're a good boy too. Even if you're a woman, you're a good girl. The magician. There's a lot more you can do with your magic, with your power, with your gifts, if you're operating from love. Tell me more. Queen of Pentacles. Queens are cups, pentacles are earth, physical material, values, foundation, money. There's a lot more you can do operating out of love. Because where you're burning the candle at both ends and burning too many candles at both ends and trying to do too much, it's creating a lot of stress and you're wound up tight and you can't do anything. So if you recharge, it's going to create this sense of peace so that you can create. She's a master creator. I mean, just like the king, but the queen is a master at creating in a more receptive way. Kings are very outward, but queens are kind of more feminine energy, the cups, the allowing things to come up as they will. Tell me about the sacral chakra. And Queen of Cups, double water. She is like the epitome of going with the flow, moving with the currents of life, following the synchronicities. Yeah, you're trying to force things. Lighting too many candles at once, burning them from both ends. You're trying to make something happen. Just let go. Let go. Go with the flow. It almost seems like you're in heavy masculine energy. You need to move a little bit more in the feminine. That might need that might be what needs healing within the sacral is the feminine way of moving. Tell me about the sacral and the Queen of Cups. What has fire signs been operating out of? Nine of Wands. Got a wall up. But the nine is almost to the 10. It's almost accumulate like a culmination of things. So that wall might be coming down. The Nine of Wands also speaks towards like mistrust to me. So you might be learning to trust yourself because this all feels very internal. It feels like self-compassion, self-love. What has fire signs been feeding their flame? Tell me about the Nine of Wands. What have they been feeding their flame? The Hierophant's usually a pretty good card. Because it's being connected to the self, to the higher power, the God, source, creator, universe. And it creates a sense of peace and joy and love. Is that what you've been? That can't be what you were feeding your flame. This feels more like what you're moving into. Going with the flow, trusting the process, trusting God, trusting the divine. But I want to know what you're moving out of. Because you're moving out of this Nine of Wands with this wall of. But what were you feeding the flame in the past? What was causing it to sputter? So draw me back to the Nine of Wands. Like, yeah, you were operating out of a lack of trust. Tell me more about what fire signs are moving out of. What were they feeding their flame? I mean, some of you weren't. Some of you were using your light and your fire without replenishing it. But for some, there was an illusion that you were feeding that flame, but whatever you were using as fuel was not actually feeding it, it was draining it. What was the illusion? What were they feeding their flame? Three of Swords. I can see this as using past hurts and heartache and tension, kind of irritations, uncomfortable, wound tight, using that as fuel for growth, which can be very healing. It depends on where you're at in your journey. Um, that's really good to start with. To use that pain and like and pour it into creativity. Use that as fuel for growth. However, that can only work for so long. When you're constantly revisiting that pain to use it as fuel for growth, there comes a point where it's not helping anymore to keep revisiting that, and it's causing more harm than good. Yeah, that source of fire is not serving you any longer. Yeah, it's time to move out of that. You've been in that for long enough. You've done the first layer of healing, now it's time to open the next layer. It's time to step up to the next level. And that's going to require faith and trust and an open channel with source energy, with the divine God, creator of the universe. And it's going to take following synchronicities and trusting the process, letting down that wall. It's time to move out of that. Let it go. Have love and compassion around it, not just anger. Any advice for the fire signs? Any advice for the fire signs? That's way too much. Any advice for the fire signs regarding the spread? Any advice for the fire signs? Okay. Not gonna I'm not gonna keep all of them, but I am going to keep this one because it's the second time this one tried to fall out. The sun card is like joy, passion. It's happy, it's warm, it's yummy. It's I mean, if you think about bathing, like sunbathing, laying out in the sun, it feels so good. Yeah, stop revisiting what hurt you. It helped you for a time to focus on that and heal that and use that as fuel for growth, but it's no longer serving you. It's just hurting you. It's time to follow what lights you up and makes you feel the joy, the sun. And to do that, you're going to have to tap into this love, this heart space, this compassion. Obviously, we're the masters of our own life. There's still free will. But I hope that was enlightening. Okay. Well, if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Thank you for sitting with me. I know it was a little bit of a long video, but I appreciate you taking the time to sit with me. And I hope some of that provided a little bit of clarity and a little bit of centering and alignment so that you can make a conscious step forward with like almost a more educated, more more, I hope it gave you more knowledge to move forward. It's just clarity. It's just clarity. I hope it provided clarity. We don't really have anything specific coming up for Ascenderia. We're just kind of playing around. Just waiting for people to come in. Ironing out all the kinks. So, all my local people, don't forget to stop in and see us, check us out. And what else is there? Oh, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It definitely helps the challenge. Go ahead and comment what sign you watched, because I mean we have all the signs within us, but sometimes I watch all of them for different areas of my life. Sometimes I watch all the signs and relate it to people in my life, or sometimes I'll just watch my sun sign, sometimes I'll just watch my rising sign, sometimes I'll watch both, but not all the signs. So go ahead and comment which one you watched. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow along for more updates. All right. Thank you for sitting with me. I will see you next week. Bye.